Good day, students. How has been your holiday? Hope you are enjoying this holiday. Welcome to third term. This is Checkpoint Biology Year 7, and we are starting with the topic adaptations. Adaptations. Can I say that? Adaptation. What is adaptations? Adaptations are the features plants and animals possess that help them survive in their environment. Now, there are structures processed by plants and animals which helps them to be able to survive in a particular environment, either aquatic, terrestrial, arboreal. For example, we are found in terrestrial habitats, and we possess some structures that enables us to be able to survive in this particular environment. Like we have our legs, which allow us to be able to move from one place to another. We have our lungs to carry out respiratory activities, and so on and so forth. It were to be that we have found ourselves in aquatic environments or habitats, we might not be able to survive it because we don't possess those structures that will enable us to be able to survive in that habitat. So adaptation, once again, they are the features plants and animals possess that help them survive in their habitats. Now, the first one we'll be looking at here is adaptations to changing conditions. And when we're talking about this, we're talking about the earth itself, how we have day and night. How does this take place? The part of the earth that is facing the sun at any time is in daylight. While when the earth turns and rotates, this part faces away from the sun and it becomes night. So that is how we have adaptations to changes to conditions. Now, we'll be looking at adaptations in some plants and animals, named examples, because we might not be able to talk about all plants and animals on the planet Earth. So we have plant adaptations to daily changes. We'll be talking about animals' adaptation to daily changes. Now, the first plant we'll be looking at is crocus and tulip plants. They are very beautiful plants with beautiful flowers. They are made up of beautiful petals. Let's quickly go to the structure, the diagram. This is the diagram of crocus and tulip plants. They are made up of fine and beautiful petals, which attracts insects towards them because they produce nectars. Nectars are substances that are sugary in nature. They are always found at the base of the petals. So they travel to the base of the petals to suck nectar, and in that process they carry out reproduction also in plants to be able to produce fruits. So they are attracted to flowers and they are adapted to that particular environment. You can see them, they are very beautiful. Then let's go to the next one. We have night-scented stalk plants. They also open their flower, not even during the day now. For crocus tulip plants, they open their flowers during the day and they close it back at night for pollination to take place. But for night-scented stalk plants, they are always very active at night. So in the evening, they open their flowers and in the day, they close it. They are also pollinated by moths. We have leaves of some of these plants. They have large surface area for evaporation of water. That is for water to leave the plants and move to the atmosphere. Live in wood sorrel plants. They are divided into 3 leaflets. They are which spread out in the day to make food closes up at night. So these are some of the examples of plant adaptations to changes in environments. Animal adaptations to daily changes. Yes, we have examples of some animals that are able to adapt to the environment. They're able to survive, and through that, they're able to, feed on one organism or the other. Because when you're talking about adaptation, it also involves ability to be able to feed, to survive. You make use of that structure to carry out some activities that will enable you to be able to survive in that particular environment. When you're talking about surviving, you should be able to eat, to give you life, to give you strength. So some of these animals, they have those structure which they possess to be able to carry out some of these activities. For example, the tawny hole has large eyes. It is very sensitive to low intensity of light. They use it to catch mice at night, and to fly safely. They are very active at night. Let's quickly look at the tawny hole here. You can see the large eyes there. Sensitive at low intensity at night to catch mice, and they can easily feed on them. Another thing, beautiful thing about this tawny hole is that their wings, they are feather shaped. They move noiselessly. You know the meaning? Even when they are coming, other organisms will not know that they are around. So they move quietly towards their prey to pick them up. You can see these are the feathers. So anytime they are moving, the feather don't give any sound. Another one is the hole. The hole has sharp talons that act as dagger, to kill their prey. It is very sharp. That is it there. It is very sharp. It acts as dagger, something that can dig or something that can catch something easily without struggling with it. So that is one of their adaptive features. So with this, they can survive in their environment and live for a very long time. Bats roost, that means they sleep in the day and come out at dusk, that means at night, to feed. They are nocturnal animal. When an animal is very active is not active during the day, but very active at night, we refer to them as nocturnal animal. So they are nocturnal animal. They are always sleeping during the day, and at night they become active. They move from one place to another to feed. They also develop an echolocation system. It helps them to detect insects in the air so that they can easily feed on them. We also have some insects like butterflies, bees, and squirrels, and they are also very active during the day. Let's quickly check the picture of the bats roosting. You can see their head is down. During the day, they are just sleeping, but at night they become active. They will start flying and moving from one place to another. Now, that is all on plants and animal adaptations to daily changes, what they do day by day. Now, let's go to plant adaptations to seasonal changes. Seasonal changes. Now, the first one is the bark of trees provide a protective insulating layer, for the tree, and even when it is winter, they will still be able to survive. They will not die, and they will still be able to produce some of those things they are supposed to produce. Then they also have broad leaves. The tree, they have broad leaves, and through which they lose water. That is the process called evaporation. Because if they don't lose water to the environment, their leaves become saggy, and it can easily get destroyed. So they need to lose water to the environment for evaporation to take place. Then in dry season, trees lose their leaves and grow new ones. Yes, especially during when you are moving towards this December period, you see leaves moving, and you see some trees, they no longer have leaves on them. So the leaves will leave the tree and another one, fresh one, will grow. That is how seasonal changes takes place. Year by year, they bring out new leaves. Only and most conifers have leaves that also lose water. These plants are referred to as evergreen plants. Let's look at the diagram here. This is holly and conifers. They are referred to as evergreen. They have leaves which helps them to lose water to the environment, and as a result of this, they can adapt to changes that is going on in their environment. Then we have some plants that are found around the water. They are made up of rhizome. Rhizome is an example of a type of a root system. So it helps them to be able to survive. After they have died, you will see them springing up again after some time. Then animal adaptations to seasonal changes. Animal adaptation to seasonal changes. We have examples of some animals here that we'll be looking at briefly, because some of these animals, some of them are not found in. Remember, we are doing biology. Checkpoint is not only based for Nigeria students. So we are looking at some countries out there too. So we have the roe deer that lives in woodland in Europe. They have coats of short hair that are found on their body during the spring and summer season to keep them alive. Yes, you can see them here. This is an example of a roe deer. They have a very short hair. It keeps them alive during spring and summer. Then we also have another one, the roe deer in the autumn and winter. They grow longer hair. Now, changing, this is another, the first one is spring and summer. The other one now, we have autumn and winter. So they grow longer hair that will protect them, it will insulate them to help to reduce heat loss in the body. Yes, these ones, they have more hair compared to the other one. Then we have the stouts in the northern Europe. Of course, we have Asia, Canada. They grow white spots that loses less heat during winter. Yes, we have the diagram here of it. Look at it, it's very beautiful. So they develop substructures that helps them to survive in that particular environment. Then we also have the white spots of this particular stout. They have ability to be able to camouflage. That means to be able to, to cover themselves with snow. And they can easily carry prey. They can easily take another organism. The color of the snow is white. Their skin is also white in color. So they blend with the color of the snow. So while the prey is coming, the prey will not be aware that there's a particular organism there, so they can easily catch them. This another one that looks like a hen, our Nigerian hen. We refer to it as ptarmigan, and it has a brown plumage. Once again, when we are talking about adaptation, those structures they possess that enables them to be able to survive in that particular environment, to do so many activities. Then they have this brown plumage. It helps them to hide away from predators. And we have the diagram also here. This is an example. This is the plumage there. You can see the color is very brown, and it helps them to hide away from their prey. Then the next one is the white one. Okay, the white one, they have white plumage. It helps to reduce heat loss and also helps them to camouflage. we have the one with, you can see the color, so it blends with the environment in which they found themselves. So even when they are there, they can easily catch their prey. We also have some of them, they grow feather on their legs, on their feet, and it prevents them from sinking when walking over the snow. Another organism we'll be checking and looking at is the lungfish. This is a special type of fish. You know, fishes are aquatic organisms, and normally they can only survive in aquatic environment because they are made up of gills to carry out gaseous exchange. But these lungfish, they are also made up of lungs, which helps them to be able to survive even when they are not inside the water. So most times they burrow in waterbed and rest there until rainy season, and that period is called estivation, the period where they hide in a particular environment and come out later when it is rainy season. That period is called estivation, hiding for some time and coming out again for survival. So we have the diagram of a lungfish. You can see it there. It looks similar to maybe the catfish we see in Nigeria, we have here, but this is a lungfish. So we can see it is even on a dry land, it is not inside the water. So it can still survive on land for some times. They hide inside the mud, and when it is rainy season, they come out and start carrying out their activities. Remember, I told you that the period they used to hide inside that particular environment is referred to as estivation. Okay, then we have some insects in the woodland too. They live in their active stage of their life cycle. That means they spend their active stage in the egg and pupa during winter. So when winter is over, then they come out of pupa stage. That is, they grow into adult stage. Then we have some insect-eating animals too. They also have ability to adapt to their environment. So some of them store fat inside their body to give energy for some times. We also have some insect-eating birds. We can refer to them as swallow. They leave a country to another country. We refer to it as seasonal migration. So they leave a country to another country where they will be able to survive as a result of harsh or weather condition in which they found themselves in that particular place. Then they come back when the season is over. Now, I'd like to give you this little work to do. You give examples of animals in your area and write the structure they possess to live in their habitats. Hope you enjoy the class. Please continue to stay safe.